friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rhonda if you're new here, and this is a little bit of everything homestead. It is a beautiful 38 degree 40 degree morning here in Wisconsin, and I told Scott it would be, I'm out of breath, I'm sorry. It would be a great day or a great morning to start cleaning out the coops. So we already did the chicken coop. Chicken coop is back there, right there. So we already did that. And now we have moved over to the Quack Shack. The Quack Shack is the house for the ducks. And in the wintertime, we do what's called deep bedding. So I don't clean out any of the coops in the wintertime. I just put hay or straw on, and what are those things called? Those little pine chip things that you get at Tractor Supply or Fleet Farm. So I do a layer of straw, a layer of wood chips, a layer of straw, a layer of wood chips. So that builds up the heat in the houses. As it starts breaking down, it kind of warms that bedding up, and it keeps the animals warm during the winter months. So I don't clean out the bedding at all. So now, because we're in spring, it is time to clean out all the quack. We did the chicken coop. We're gonna do the Quack Shack now. The honk house, she is laying eggs, and she is laying on some eggs. So I am going to just let her for today and maybe shoo her out into the pond and then take the eggs and clean the honk house out tomorrow. So what we did is we just shooed the ducks out. Let me turn you around and I'll show you the ducks. So what we did was we shooed the ducks out, and they haven't been out in, oh my gosh, months. Plus we have a fox. So we shooed them out, and we are gonna clean out the Quack Shack. So there in front is Cher walking down. She is my Indian Runner crested mix. And then there is, here, let me see if I can zoom in. And then the gray one is Madonna. She is another Indian Runner crested mix. And then in the back we have Magpies, Freckles, Brenda, Jimmy, and the one that just flopped her feathers is Jill. So they are all out here enjoying the pond. The pond has finally unthawed, so they can swim around. Here, let me go back to normal. There we go. So the pond is unthawed and they can go back to swimming. And then, you know, of course, Jimmy has the spring friskies, so he always holds the girls underwater and it freaks me out. But they are out roaming around, and we are going to continue cleaning out the Quack Shack. Scott has the tractor over here by the Quack Shack, and I'll see if he hasn't gotten too far. If I can show you, hi babe. Hi. If I can squeeze in here and show you a layer of the bedding. Oh my gosh, I'm squeezing between the tractor and the Quack Shack. And I'm a little bit too chunky for this little space. Sorry. Okay, he's got it pretty tore up in here. I can't really get a good eyeball of a layer. So let's step out and I'll just try and show you how much hay and wood chips. Sorry about that. That was horrible camera. But there's a ton of it. And we're just gonna...
Yeah, there's a solid like 6 inches in there for the winter.
Yeah, because there's a lip. There's a lip right here, and that lip was like probably 2 or 3 inches above that lip, and that lip goes down probably 2 or 3 inches.
It's this deep right there, so it's 4 inches.
Oh yeah, it's this deep, so it was 4 inches. So we are just going to clean out the Quack Shack, and I have some new straw we're gonna throw in there for the ducks, and they're gonna enjoy some fresh bedding. Okay, so Scott took out a big scoop of it with his pitchfork, and look at how thick that is.
Yeah, it's all layered up from, I guess, adding more and more straw throughout the winter, and then it's like one big giant mat now.
Yeah,
from the...
It's kind of nice to clean out because it all comes out in one big clump. When you're cleaning out your chicken coops and you put the eggs in your pocket, don't forget and then go grab a bale of straw, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to have broken eggs in your pocket. Oh, that's fun. So this is bucket number 2 going out to the compost pile. And this is the size of the Quack Shack. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a reference point of how much bedding was in there throughout the winter months. So here is the Quack Shack floor. We used to have linoleum down, and when the geese and the ducks shared this, the geese pecked up all the linoleum floor. So we're gonna have to work on fixing that this summer, because we don't want that wood flooring to rot out. All right, Scott is gonna, that sun is so bright, throw in some fresh straw so that they have some clean bedding. I don't know if we're gonna need that whole bale, will we?
No.
I'm so sorry if the sun is glaring. I don't know. There we go.
Go from there.
And then when we put the straw in the chicken coop, we just throw it in and we just let the chickens break it up. But for the ducks, the ducks don't break it up like chickens do. So I'm trying to get out of the sun's glare. There we go. So for the ducks, we have to break it up because they'll just lay on top of a pile of it, and they don't spread it out like the chickens do. So we spread it out for them. But they will have a nice fresh layer of bedding, and hopefully we'll get some cleaner eggs. If you guys have ducks, you know the eggs are never clean, because ducks like water, and water likes mud, and ducks like mud. So it's a never-ending battle to try and have clean eggs.
Yeah, and they'll be freaked out by this fresh bedding because it's something new.
Yes.
They hate new bedding.
Ducks are very much creatures of habit, so anything new freaks them out.
These are ducks.
Yeah, at least our ducks. They're spoiled. Awesome job. Oh, that looks great. They're gonna love it. All right, here is what it looks like on the inside. And we have, what, 6 ducks live in here inside the Quack Shack? Yeah. So there's plenty of room, plenty of space for them, and maybe this spring we'll add a couple more. Scott is coming up behind me. We are going to dump the bedding back here in this area that we do compost. This pile here is 2 years old, so we are starting to use that stuff. And then here is the new pile that we are starting. I'm sorry if it's windy. And Scott is going to bring it in and dump it, and it is in the back side of the property, so it's really easy to access. He can get the tractor back here, he can turn it. We have like these little fork things. he brings it and puts them on and then comes back here and turns it. And then he has a big enough area where he can still maneuver the tractor all around. So it's a good spot for a compost pile. Plus it's kind of tucked away and we don't need to see it. So it's kind of nice. I guess he's just gonna toss it around a little bit while he's out here and he has the bucket on. While I have you guys out here, I will show you the back of the property just a little bit. Down this lane, we walk into the back and it wraps around and it goes to the pines. Scott has some, I dropped my glove, I'm sorry. Scott has some 2 or 3 food plots out there for the deer, and it's just a bunch of weeds and willows. And then if I pan around here, there is the pond that we just cleaned up all the willows. There is the compost piles. So if we walk this way, back here, this was all willows and grown up cattails and grass. So we cleaned this part out here where you see. We are in the process of cleaning all of that out because behind this pond here is where we have our orchard. So it opens up a ton more space to plant fruit trees. I would like to plant some sugar maples back here, maybe in this area here, and then we can do maple syrup. And it's, if you see, can you see the little puddles of water? It is really wet back here, so I think the trees would thrive because trees like a lot of water. So if we walk back here, can you see, this is where we planted our apple trees, pear trees, and I think cherry trees. And we're going to get some peach. Oh, and there was something else. This is some piles of junk that the previous owner left here that we will, once it dries out a little bit more, Scott will come back here with the tractor and move that to the burning pile. There's another one of our ponds, the back side of the property pond. I'm sorry if it's windy. And here is the big pond where we just cleaned out all of the willows, and I want to do all of the wildflowers. So he cut down a bunch of trees and some willows, and we're cleaning up the bank, and we kind of want to make it, we want to start over and kind of make it like a wildlife for the ducks and the turtles and the frogs. So we want to have a clean slate and start fresh. And then over here, you probably can't see them, we're so far away, but this is the pond that the ducks and the geese swim in. There's the barn. I'm sorry for my mitten. And then we walk back here. Scott is cutting down a bunch of box elder trees because they're just junky trees. They don't really have a purpose. And then if you guys remember, this area right here was the dumping zone where the previous owner had rocks and cement and blacktop and bags of trash and horse hay and you name it, it was in this area. So we are in the process of cleaning it up, and over the years it just got overgrown with weeds and trees and willows. So, oh, Scott's playing with Finley. So anyway, this will be the area that will be our future garden. So little by little, we are cleaning it up and clearing the land so we can have a big old garden. And then maybe once this pile here is moved, we will have like a hoop house or maybe a greenhouse back here, because the sun You can see the sun, this direction is east, so it will have full sun all day. It's a great location for a garden, a future garden. Little by little, we'll get there. Well, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us today as we cleaned out the Quack Shack and got the ducks some fresh bedding and took a little impromptu tour of the back of the property. I didn't plan on doing that, so that was kind of fun. And I just wanted to say thank you for following along on our homestead journey, and thank you for commenting and interacting with us and showing us your love and support, because we appreciate it so much. We are just kind of walking this walk, and we love that you guys are here to share it with us. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.